Hello everyone, Minky here with the next episode of Let's Play Pokemon Gen 2 Original AEFE. Here's my team at the moment before I do start getting on, because obviously I want to show this off, because I have trained up a bit since last time. I can't even remember when the last time I recorded was, to be honest. But yeah, here's Doomsday. They don't really have any new moves or anything, they're just here, if you will. Very good special attack stat, you know. Here's Raymond. Bearing in mind that I've given these three the experience share while I was training, hence why the levels are going to be so weird, if you will. So, you know, 250 physical defense, 248 physical attack, wow, nice. That's why I haven't really kept up, if you will, and that's why Ryblue is level 78, almost level 79 actually. So, you're probably not going to see them until next part, unfortunately. At least not in a battle anyway. Maybe Raymond, probably not, to be fair though, because it is 3 levels, but, you know. And yeah, his dead moves still, like I said, all the moves are still the same. You know. So, yeah, it's all pretty nice. But yeah, today, right now it's the 15th of October, 2025. Just to give you an idea of how late this is, if you will, in terms of being recorded. So, yeah, and it's 7:49 AM as well. So, yeah, that's that's quite something, if you will. So just to give you an idea, because obviously right now it's morning, so that's why it's got like this tint to it, because it's got the morning tint to it, as opposed to anything else, if you will. You know, as opposed to the daytime or nighttime tint, if you will. So it's obviously like a slightly different tint than normal. But yeah, we've got this little section. That should be a rare candy, I think, but I've already got it, so... You know, but I figured I'd show it off anyway, because... Like, this episode, yeah, this episode, well, this part of the episode anyway, is going to be me showing off, essentially Victory Road, if you will, in all 3 games, as well as Mount Silver, you know, the cave itself, if you will. So, that's basically what to expect here, if you will, in this part. And then after that, after this part, I've got 2 more parts to show off before, you know, before the LP ends. So, you know, it's actually almost coming to an end, actually, believe it or not. Yeah, it's been fun. It certainly has. I know I've had like quite the break from this LP in terms of recording, but yeah, like, I can't even remember when I last recorded was. Yeah, I can't remember that day or whatever, or even the upload day, to be honest. It's been so long since I've done anything for this LP, outside of the usual, like, collecting items and whatnot, you know, apricorns and all that kind of stuff. You know, like, what else have I done? Like, I've done, thingamajig. What's it called? Let's have a look. I can show you my progress anyway at the moment. So there's my apricorns. I'm pretty much halfway done with the green apricorn, and otherwise I'm done with the, or I need to do the black ones, the pink ones, and the white ones. Because I always pick the first one at the top. You know, it's always the same order in all 3 games. Obviously it's the same order in Gold and Silver, that's very likely to happen anyway, but in Crystal it's the same order as well. But I also do Crystal 1 at a time as well. Even though I could do multiple, I still do, you know, just 1 at a time anyway, because I want to keep it in sync. And then Moonstones, I've got 35 of those so far. I've got 36 returned so far, but I do have a Moonstone in the PC to hold its place, if you will, because I like to keep it in alphabetical order. And then I've got these from the bargain shop. These sell, you can buy these for like 10% less, roughly, than what they sell for. So like, the nuggets, for example, you can buy one for 4,500 Pokequid, and then you can sell it for 5,000, so you get 500 Pokequid there, essentially. But, what I'm thinking as well, is like, I'm going to buy 99 of them each, each of these items, which you can buy one a day every Monday morning, and then you can actually hold on to them. So that 99 nuggets is going to be worth like 5,000 Pokequid, right? And then obviously you're going to have a limit on how much you can hold and how much your mum can hold in the game, right? So obviously, if I have 99 of these nuggets alone, then that's an extra 99 times 5,000 Pokequid I've got, you know? If I ever want to like do a big buy or whatever, you know. And then I've obviously got a bunch of berries. I need to collect some more berries actually, because there's 3 berry trees that I usually go to nowadays, and I haven't done them on gold yet. And then obviously all these berries, I've got them all filled up to 99, so you know, all healing purposes and whatnot. Pretty sure I've got all of them anyway. Yeah, looks like I do. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I do have all of them. Okay, nice. I started to doubt that I had them all yet. Here's all the Pokeballs. I've also got like 9 fast balls, 53 friend balls. That's because I've got 45 green apricorns, which is 98 in total, and I've given 1 green apricorn to Kurt, which is 99 in total. And then I've obviously got like 9 fast balls, 9 heavy balls, etc. That's why I've got 90 of the apricorn, because then it will make 99 of the Pokeball. So yeah, it's really nice. I think I mentioned before, but sadly the Pokeballs sell for 75 Pokequid, whereas the apricorns sell for 100. So if you're thinking like, oh, I'll go to Kurt every day to earn some Pokequid, you know, you're actually losing Pokequid by doing that. You might as well just get the apricorn and sell that. But even then, it's only 25 Pokequid, if you will, over the Pokeball, if you will. But even then, overall, that's only 100 Pokequid. Like, that's barely anything. So, there's far better ways to do it. I mean, I guess it's like payday, obviously. But you only have access to that in Crystal, I think? You might have access to it in Gold and... Oh no, I think you don't have access to it in Gold. Ironically, I think Gold's the one that doesn't have access to it. So, obviously, in that case... You know, in that case, you need to, like... figure out something else for Gold. So, maybe apricorns could be the way for you. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, it depends on, like, if you can even get a payday Smeagol, for example. You know? Like, otherwise, how else are you going to get payday in Gold without trading or anything, you know? Like, I don't think you can you? Without trading or anything, of course, or glitching or anything, you know? Like, I don't think you can. That's something I definitely need to look into. Fortunately, like I said, I've got an A2P run planned for Crystal, so I can probably figure something out on Gold, and plus it means an extra bit of adventure anyway, so, you know, yeah, it is what it is, but, oh well. I don't know, man, it is what it is, you know. But yeah, what else was there? I don't know. I didn't really actually bring up any topics I want to talk about today, to be honest. Like, obviously there's the whole bit about, you know, the apricorns and whatever I was talking about. Oh yeah, I want to show off everything here, at least in Gold anyway. I probably can skip certain bits in Silver and Crystal, because like I've obviously shown it off in here anyway. So, you know, worst case scenario if anything. But, because I do want to show off all 3 journeys, if you will. But obviously I can kind of just sort of speedrun through Silver and Crystal, if you will. Not speedrun, but you know what I mean. You know. But yeah, that's pretty nice. Pretty good stuff. But yeah, here we've actually got another trainer. Yeah, we don't have enough space, unfortunately, for this trainer, but I wouldn't really... I don't know if I'd recommend getting their phone number, to be honest. Simply because you need Whirlpool to get to them. Meaning you're going to need to have Whirlpool on you as you go through everything. And it really depends on who you're training as well, because for me, right now, what I've been doing as of late is I've been training up, obviously, my team, so that's 3 slots. I've been using my first HM user because, they have Cut, Fly, Surf, and Strength. Yeah, because I've taught them in order. I've taught the HMs in order. And so obviously, you know, I've taught them Cut, Fly, Surf, and Strength, which are the first 4 HMs. So I guess I could, like, maybe get rid of Cut. Or no, I could get rid of Strength, probably. You know. And then the other 2 I've been training up is the Primate that I've been using in all 3 files. And also my Payday Persian as well. I've been using them, obviously. Been getting a lot of money. Like, how much money do I even have now, by the way? 93981, and that's just on myself. Let's see how much the mother says. Route 26, good luck on your Pokemon quest. By the way, yeah, saved just over 70,000. No, 700,000. Wow, nice. Yeah, I want to keep saving. So yeah, really nice amount, if you will. This is actually probably the worst file of the 3 as well. So I need to train up a bit on this file, to be fair. But you know, that's fine. That's all well and good. How many members was that, by the way? Mew, well, HM1 user. 3... Oh yeah, and the Primate, yeah. So HM1, Primate, Persian, and the 3 team members. That's my team. But as soon as Primate gets to a certain level, I think level 63, I'm then going to swap them out for Shuckle and start getting berry juice again. So that's really nice. And yeah, here's a healing station. So really nice, if you will. It's not a PC, obviously, but yeah, it is what it is. It's still something pretty cool. And this is an iceberry tree. So really nice right there as well. You know, if anything, it's a little bit extra money, which you could always just get those. But obviously, that's only 5 Pokequid per. So, and here's Gaven. Really cool. In fact, let's surf a little bit underwater. This part's obviously going to be a bit long. I think all 3 parts might be a bit long, but you know, it is what it is. I mean, it's the finale, essentially. You know, so might as well make something of it, right? And yeah, I actually have a level 29 tentacle. I would catch them, but I'm sure I can find another one. I'd rather not try and attempt to catch them today. But hey, at least he leveled us up. Nice. Alright. And yeah, not much of a swimming spot, but still something though, at least. That's still something. Alright, another random trainer. Yeah, this person doesn't add your thingamajig, by the way, for some reason. And there's Beth. Even though Beth and Gavin add you, that trainer doesn't in the middle. It's really weird. And yep, here's thingamajig. The hallway between the 4 areas. I have a Victory Road to the north, Route 26 to the south, Viridian City essentially to the east, and Mount Silver to the west. Now I would go to Mount Silver. We've already shown the pathway there anyway. I'm not going to show off the pathway. I already did that, but I'm going to show off the thingamajig at least. So you know, I'm going to show off this pathway, the whole Victory Road, if you will. Same goes for Silver and Crystal as well. Because I just want to show them all off, if you will. You know, have like a nice little final lap, if you will. You know, of the journey before we end off the series, if you will. So that's what I'm going to do. Oh, that's the plan anyway, I should say. That's a ledge now, by the way, for some reason. I think it was a thingamajig before. What's it called? A strength puzzle before, which all the strength puzzles have been moved now, by the way. Or removed, I should say, not moved. I mean, I guess they have been moved. I don't know where to, but they've been removed anyway from here, so yeah. And then yeah, you've got this J platform in the shape of a J. Of course, there's a million encounters, so I can't really properly show you, but if anything, I can link down below the stuff, the map and whatnot, so at least there's that, you know. I think P.DEF calls it a layout, which, not that I'm criticizing or anything, that's fine. You know, I'm just making it easier to find. And if you come down here, and if you don't get any encounters, I'm not going to cut these out because, if anything, I want to show off like what kind of Pokemon you might find anyway down here, as well as like, you know, what if I get a shiny or something, you know, something like that. I mean, I'm probably not going to anyway, but it is what it is. But yeah, come down here, you've got the little double pathway kind of thing, if you will. You know, where it's like, before in red, blue, yellow, you know, you had like, what's it called? You had thingamajig, a strength puzzle basically, where you had to move the boulder, you know, and there was 2 items you had to pick one or the other to get. Like the boulder was right here, you had to pick one or the other, and then you would have to come back to get the other one. But obviously not here now. There's only 1 item here this time, which is weird, but it is what it is. But yeah, I've been playing this, you know, a lot. Been doing it daily, if you will. Not this daily, because jeez, there's so many encounters here. I might actually just post commentate then if it gets this bad. I don't know. I don't really want to, because have I done post commentary before? I don't think I have, to be honest. But you know, I don't know, man. Yeah, we go up higher. I don't know, man. I still got my guidebook, by the way. I think it's the Prima guide for this game, but obviously I can't really use it anymore for this LP. Although there will be the AEFE map series soon, so I say soon. I don't even know when I'm going to start or what I'm going to do in that. So I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how that all goes and whatnot. But yeah, it's I mean, we're at 18 minutes now, by the way, in terms of recording. So yeah, this is going to be kind of long. Like longer than expected, or longer than usual I should say, because I would say about 3/5 of the way done with the cave. And yeah, you know, I've still got plenty to do. And I've got plenty to show, if you will. Like I've got the rest of this cave obviously to show off, but then I've got something else to show off as well. And well, I've actually got 2 other things to show off, so yeah, this one's going to be quite long. So I might have to redo, I might have to reconsider how I do certain things, if you will. You know, I have to figure something out in that regard. I mean, I guess it's not that bad. It just means I'm gonna have to, you know, edit longer videos, if you will, which isn't gonna be that bad. You know, it isn't going to be that bad, I don't think, to the point of like, I mean, obviously, yeah, these parts are going to be long, but it's the finale. You know, it's kind of like, what do you expect, if you will. Although I might just move the Mount Silver Cave to part 3. I don't know. I'll have to see about that. Because this is taking quite some time. I mean, obviously, like I said, it's nearly 20 minutes into recording now. And, like, I'm almost done with Victory Road, if you will. I was hoping to be a bit sooner than this. But, oh well. And yeah, if we come down here, we get another encounter, because that's what we need. Nah, I'd rather keep these in, because, like, at the end of the day, it's like, it shows you how much there is and whatnot, and it shows you what you can possibly find as well. Like, it gives you a proper idea of just everything that can be here, you know. And yeah, that's how you get up there to get. I don't think that's the Earthquake TM, but I could be wrong on that. Actually, no, I think the Earthquake TM is down here, like to the left here, if you will. So, yeah, this is obviously really good training for Doomsday, because I mean, look at Doomsday's level. They're already halfway, pretty much halfway to level 75, pretty much. Jeez, we're almost there. Almost there, and I've got another bit to show off today. They've only used 17 of their bite PP today as well. Well, not today. They did get the heal at the healing station, but after that, they've already used 17 PP of it. Yeah, if you come down here, you get the Earthquake TM here, in this rock. But we already have it, so it's all good. And then we get another Golbat encounter. Jeez, this part's going to be long actually, now I think about it. Because we're going to do this in Silver and Crystal as well. Maybe what I'll do then is just in Crystal alone. Like, in Silver and Crystal I'll pretend to go through this like normal, so that I've at least done the same thing. But what I'll do is maybe I'll do like a sped up version of it, if you will, just to kind of like show it all off, if you will. But then I'll still show off the next part, if you will, the next part that I want to show off on all 3 files properly, if you will. Maybe I'll do that. Here we are at long last, the Pokémon League. So, yeah, it's been a pretty nice journey so far. Alright, now I'm going to heal up, even though I'm only healing up Doomsday's bite PP. Now, as well, another thing by the way, is that when you first come here, to the left of me, there will be, well, here, there would be like an old man with an Abra, and he would obviously warp you back to Newbark Town in case you ever wants to go back. And then if you want to come back here, you could either just walk up here normally anyway, or you could fly, which is really nice. So, yeah, that's really nice if you want to do that. So, yeah, on that note, let's go take on the league. Yep, we actually got a battle with the rival. So yeah, we've got the rival. He spawns here every Monday and Wednesday. I think it's all day, Monday and Wednesday as well. So, you know. And he's got the league champion music as well, nice. And yeah, I've actually named him God, so I guess that did work out in the end as well. Nice. And geez, look at how much tougher I am. Like how much of a level gap I've got. I didn't even intend for that. I was just training up anyway. You know, for what's to come, but to be fair, he does have double the amount of Pokemon as I do, so it doesn't really average out, to be fair. Unfortunately. Oh, I forgot to turn the thingamajig on. I completely forgot about that, because I always have the swap thing turned off. Oh man. But yeah, that's pretty cool though that he's got Crobat of all Pokemon. You know, he's got a Crobat. You know, someone who affords by friendship. So that's pretty nice. At least in this case though, at least Typhlosion already. Why? Alright, actually let me get a screenshot of Typhlosion. Actually, I've been meaning to do this for a while. Alright, well, in this case, I don't know. I don't know what to say, to be honest. I mean, if anything, at least Doomsday is the one that needs the experience points anyway. So, yeah, it's just unfortunate that the other two don't get any screen time at this point. But they will definitely get screen time in the next part, if you will. You know, in the next. Will it be the next part? No, yeah, definitely. They'll definitely get screen time in parts 2 and 3. So there'll at least be that. So you can at least look forward to that. And I don't know about Silver and Crystal, how I'm going to handle those games with this part, but I'm probably going to make sure to turn off, or to allow myself to swap, if you will. Because this is obviously, like, you know, a lot of doomsday, if you will, when I could be using the other two, but, you know. But at least in this case, doomsday actually does need the experience points, if you will. Well, they don't need the experience points, they just need it comparatively to the other two. And 230, really? You're one short of 231? That would have been so cool. But yeah, just to give you an idea, well, not give you an idea, I showed you earlier, but Raymond is just now barely level 76, and Ryblue is almost level 79, whereas Doomsday just got to level 75 now, so, you know, oh well. And he's one short HP as well of being 251, which would have been, which is Celebi's Pokédex number, the final one of Johto. Oh well. Gold was defeated. 5,000 Pokequid, nice. Try not to lose. Yeah, he's so much better these days. Alright, okay, nice. I guess I'll battle Joey as you know, a final little bit, if you will. So let's go do that then. And then I'll end the part off there then. Well, not the part, sorry, the gold section, I should say. Alright. You know what, I'll just cut there actually, yeah, I'll just cut there to... Yeah, let me cut there and I'll see you in Thingamajigger. So yeah, see you in a second. Oh yeah, all the way back at the start of the game. Now I usually do go the other way around, I go to Violet City and then I come back, because it's just easier. I say it's easier, it's probably not easier to be fair, it's probably longer, if you will, but I always prefer to go there anyway, just for the sake of argument, because, like, it's just, because I mean I have to get the berries anyway, and sometimes Wade wants to battle me instead, so I always just go backwards anyway. Also, 22 experience points, that seems like a lot, I don't know. It just seems like a lot for this part of the game, I don't know, maybe, I mean it's just been so long anyway. I just feel like it's a lot more than I expected, to be honest, but, oh well. And yeah, level 21 still. So, yeah, not much of a battle to be fair. But hey, I do need some extra experience points anyway and whatnot, so... Oh well. I'll call you if anything comes up. Okay, well, on that note, I'm going to then pass you on to Silver. The game Silver. And like I said, I'm probably going to just speed that up. No, yeah, I'll show off the teams, obviously, first. I'll show that off, and then I'll speed up, and then whatever and whatnot, so, you know. But yeah, so yeah, I'll see you then. So yeah, I'll see you on Silver then. Alright, here we are in Pokemon Silver. So, it's still today, the 15th of October 2025. And it's now it's almost 3:30. So, PM, obviously. So, here's my team at the moment. So, here's Dayton the Lantern. Again, no new moves, I don't think any of their moves changed since last time. So, you know. 164 special attack, that's kind of cool, and 151 physical attack, that's cool. They got a Mew physical attack. And here's Skarmory, Mickey. I think these two are on the same, yeah, they look like they're on the same EXP grind or whatever, you know what I mean? You know, they require the same amount of experience points overall. There's their moves. Mickey's moves haven't changed at all, I don't think, since, you know, since last time either. And yeah, they still got new item, of course, and that's stats. And then finally here's Egan, the Macargo, and wow, already almost level 77 as well, wow. They're really quick at, you know, leveling up, which I guess is good, considering how late they are into the game. You know? Like, that's really nice. And wow, they've got Trico physical defense. Yeah, I think that's Marsh Chomp, right? Or Mudkip? Oh yeah, it'd be Mudkip, yeah, for physical defense on, well, for 258. Yeah, Macargo, really easy to train up. I mean, they've got like 60,000 less experience points, and yet they're 2 levels higher. In fact, they're almost 3 levels higher. So, yeah, pretty good, I think. Alright, now what I'm going to do is, I forget if I mentioned it before, but I'm going to join these 2 last bits, Silver and Crystal. I'm going to speed up for the main section, and then I'm going to obviously show you the rival battle, and also my my teams as they are right now. So yeah, let's get on with it, and then hopefully it's a nice adventure of Speed Up, because I really enjoyed the Speed Up. I don't know if I'm going to use music, but yeah, you'll obviously see it anyway in the description and whatnot anyway, so yeah. Alright, time for the Speed Up. Alright, and we're here, back in the Indigo Plateau. So today, as well, I did, well not today, I mean for this game, I did change the battle style so that I'd actually be able to swap out for my other team members. So I'm actually going to do that now, because I can at least use Mickey and use someone else other than Dayton that I've been using this whole time. And then obviously, I'll pretty much do the same for Crystal when we get to that, so. And yeah, like I said earlier, I'm glad that I did end up calling the rival after the games in this case, because like back then, like before, I figured like it's not going to really work, and then, or back then I wanted to do that anyway, and you know, have the rival named after your after the 3 games, the respective games. And then I ended up not doing that for some reason, or not wanting that for some reason. But now, I realise I can do this and just actually do the battle anyway, you know. Do this battle, I mean, you know, where we take on the rival right before the league, if you will. So, yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, really nice we get to do this like this. So yeah, unfortunately we kind of can do this a little bit in the future, but not too much I don't think. Of course I get paralyzed. Oh well. What, he got the thunder off as well? That's lowered accuracy as well, by the way, because there's a mud slap. But nice, I got a peck through, which that was it was stab, but it was also what was it? It was also like quad resistance, because both steel and electric resist flying type moves. So yeah, it was quite the move. Of course, I get confused ray off. Okay, well, hopefully I can handle this. And I've got good physical defense, so hopefully. I'll not go for the toxic? That's odd. Wow, 3 for 3, or 0 for 3, even I should say. I'm not getting any flinches. Okay, nice, I got a hit through. It was a hit as well, rather than a miss. Jeez, I was dealing with so much. I was dealing with a possible flinch, a confusion, and like a 10% miss, or 10% chance to miss anyway. So, wow, nice. Alright, who's next? Yeah, I was thinking actually it'd probably be for Alligator, actually. Now that I think about it, because obviously I've got a fire rock type out. Of course he's going to go for Alligator. Alright, let's at least try and not use Spark. That would be nice. Okay, yeah, I better not use that move. That move's not going to do too much. Or not yet anyway. It does more damage the more damage I've taken. Let's see how Surf does. This is Mystic Water and Stab, but it's 50% resistant. Okay, wow, look at that. I was going to say, was that a critical hit? But wow, you just have a really good attack for it, wow. And yeah, takedown to finish them off. Because again, I gave takedown to Dayton for the for Flail. So yeah, it's really nice right there. Alright, hopefully we can deal with this, but if not, I should see about healing actually. I don't even have really any healing items actually now I think about it. I don't have anything. So hopefully we can do this. Alright, nice, we got one in. Very nice. Of course, they still get it in as well. I can probably use a full heal here if I had one and get rid of both of them, both paralysis and confusion, but I probably should use Thief actually, to be fair. I don't think he has anything though, I'm not entirely sure, because Pokemon back then really did not have that many items back in the day, not even in this generation that introduced them. Although to be fair, I don't think, like, it was obviously a new mechanic anyway, they didn't want to overwhelm players, if you will, with the new mechanic, I guess. Hey, nice. This probably isn't going to do too much, but I think they still have, okay, nice, they still have, oh, critical hit. They still have a low-ish special defense, but I think it's higher than the physical defense. And Alakazam. I really don't trust my luck with Mickey, given that they're paralyzed and confused. I don't know if they fixed their confusion, but I don't really trust it, to be honest. So, but what I do trust is a low physical defense. So this should work fine. And oh hey, he's also got an Alakazam, by the way, and a Gengar, just like, well, not just like Blue, the final gym leader of this game, but, well, I say the final gym leader, I mean the Viridian gym leader, but, like, you know, I mean, like, he's obviously got an Alakazam, like him, so, that's still pretty cool. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Alright, well, on that note, it's time to go over to Crystal to see how we fare over there. So yeah, I shall see you tonight, because I'm going to record it tonight because I've recorded it in the morning and during the day, and I'm going to record during the night. Alright, I shall see you in a bit then. And we are now back again one last time in this part with Crystal. So it is now 6:06 PM as I'm recording this, so hence why it's night time. And let's have a look at my team, how they're doing and whatnot. So here's Solar still with they're the weakest in terms of experience points at the moment, as you'll see. And also, we did get Pokerus as well. Like, I don't think I've done this or shown this since last time, because I think last time it was it was before I got Pokerus, but I did get Pokerus. And I have saved it on another Pokemon in the PC, so I'll be fine. I've got it backed up, if you will. So it's all good. Again, still the same moves. I don't think I've changed anything. Not even the PP has been increased or anything. So, you know, I think it's all sort of normal, if you will. On all three Pokemon as well, I mean. So, you know, and there's the stats. Next up we have Flame, who, like I said, they're kind of close to level 77. They're only like 5,000 experience points away. Still the same moves. I don't know if I'll get rid of Quick Attack at any point, but Quick Attack is a really nice move, I think, still to have at this point. You know, I don't know if there's any like really good moves that's worth teaching over it, but I mean, it's a priority move, a high priority move, I should say. So it's really nice, you know. And there's their stats, if you will, for obviously for the last portion today. And finally, we have Hydro, who is a level 77 now. The other two are level 76. Hence why, obviously, they're the strongest at the moment, if you will, in terms of experience points. Again, still the same moves, pretty much. Like, I think after like level 55 or so, like roughly that level is when they stop learning new moves, typically. And that goes for any Pokemon, not just these three, but you know, obviously, not just these 9, I should say, because considering the Gold and Silver teams, but you know, and yeah, 2-3-1 physical attack. That's 2-3-2 physical attack. Sorry, 2-3-1's my favorite number, so just barely, above that, which is a little. I mean, it's good that it's higher. You know, it just sucks that it's obviously, not 2-3-1, if you will. And yeah, that moveset isn't really all that good in terms of their like physical attack and special attack, because I've got like 53 physical attack more than I do special attack, and yet their moves are mostly special. Although to be fair, Surf is pretty good on them, especially since I've got the Mystic Water and it's Stab. Whereas Bite and Ice Punch, I mean, Ice Punch is just type coverage, to be fair, and Bite, well, it's still kind of type coverage, really, to be fair. But yeah, it's been quite the adventure so far. I really have been enjoying all this, and whatnot, and all these moves and whatnot. I should show the moves off again of these two, but like I said, Thunder Punch, type coverage, Flamethrower and Flame Wheel. I might replace Flame Wheel with something if I find something better, but I don't know. And Solars, I mean, I might replace Poison Powder with Toxic. In fact, I'm pretty sure I said something about that, didn't I, as well? So, gotta make sure I do that before, probably next part, to be fair. So, that's something to yet to be seen. So, but on that note, let's go through routes 26 and 27, I think. I'm gonna take you through Victory Road again. So, in fact, before I do that, let me go get some repels. Cause I completely forgot to get this. I knew I missed something. And then we'll obviously go through. We're basically going to do the same as we did in the Silver, but I'm going to show off all of Victory Road as well, for the sake of argument. Because obviously it might be a bit different in Crystal. Like, obviously, yeah, Gold and Silver might be a bit different as well, but typically I typically find that Crystal, in the games is typically a bit more different than Gold and Silver are. If you like the third game is a bit more different than usual. So there is that. But otherwise, it's like, I don't know. It is what it is. Alright, let's get on then with the speed up. Alright, and here we are back at Indigo Plateau again for the essentially the third and final time in today's part. Well, third and final time for today's part, but you know, obviously, given what we got planned next part, you know, it's well, we'll see, if you will. Alright, and here's his rival, Crystal, if you will. So I'm glad we can, again, like I said, I'm glad we can finally take him on and actually properly take him on, you know, at the end, if you will. Even though it's not the end, if you will, it's still a end, if you will, you know, that kind of thing. So it's really nice, I think. So yeah, I don't know what to really say at the moment. Crobat, okay, we can deal with them. I probably should use Solar, but I'm trying to... I don't know, I shouldn't really undermine him, to be fair, because he is pretty cool at the end. The rival, I mean. I don't know, I'm not trying to overmine him either, you know, I'm trying to like, give him a chance, if you will, but I guess I really should have used Solar there, but I've not really got anything to worry about at this point, to be fair. I don't know why I swapped then. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it. Oh well. I can battle him some more in the future. Yeah, I can show this off. This is kind of cool in a way a little bit. Not really, it's kind of cheap if you will, but I want to show it off anyway. It's like the second best thing I can do. So earlier I showed that I could use Mud Slap against Gengar, you know, a super effective move against Gengar, if you will. Just to drive that point home, I'm going to use Earthquake against them. Now obviously this is going to faint them, but, you know, it's just that I remember one time before in the, like, I'm pretty sure this was before 2014, where I had used a Furret who had Dig, and with them, what I did was I used Dig against Morty's team in the Johto region. So obviously, like, you know, it was obviously really good, and it was actually a really well done battle, if you will, because of like I just dodged the Hypnosis and used a super effective move that was good against their bad physical, their bad defense stat, if you will, that being their physical defense rather than the special defense. No, so it was really nice. I think it was really good, really, really nicely done in that case, you know. So I'm really glad that I was able to do that, and maybe maybe in the future, maybe I'll be able to do that again or something. You know, like in what's it called? In the AEFE run of this game, whenever I get around to doing that. That'd be nice. And yeah, his last Pokemon, Meganium. Obviously, I mentioned this before, or at least showed this before when we battled him at Mount Moon. But it's really nice that, you know, he has like well, it's not really nice. What I mean is, I made sure to choose the starter based on like I made sure to change it for all 3 games so that he would have all 3 starters, if you will, technically speaking. You know. So, yeah. And yeah, of course he's got Giga Drain, which is actually really nice. I think mine has Giga Drain as well, right? Just look at that though, that was not very powerful. Obviously the level difference is doing quite the numbers. No, I don't have Giga Drain? Did I just... Oh, you know what, maybe I dodged Giga Drain because... Maybe I have it in my TMs. I've got Toxic, so I could teach that. Giga Drain. I was TM19? Oh, I thought it was TM21 for some reason. Well, not for some reason. I thought it was TM21 because that was Mega Drain in Gen 1. So, you know. Oh well. Use Surf again. I probably should have used Bite Axe to be fair to see how much damage that did, but oh well. Bit late now. And there goes Crystal. Crystal was defeated. So yep, that's one of 3 final bosses. I want to say. I want to call him a final boss because technically he is. He's pretty powerful at this point, even though he's not the league champion. By any means, he is still pretty powerful and he is showing like a lot of progress, which is kind of cool in its own right, if you will. So, you know, really nice, if you will. But on that note, that is the end of this part. So yeah, next time. Well, I mean, I say next time. This is really like, given this 3 parts, you could watch these 3 parts probably in any order. To be fair, because they are all 3 final bosses, basically, if you will, to a degree anyway. So, you know, you could watch them in any order if you wanted to. Of course, I imagine most people are going to watch this part first, but then you could watch parts 2 or 3 in either order, because technically part 2 and 3, they're both like proper final bosses, whereas the rival here isn't really a final boss, but I want to count them as a final boss in a sense. You know, so, you know what I mean, that kind of thing, so, but, you know, it is what it is, if you will, so, you know, do what you will, if you will, in that case. But, yeah, on that note, it is the end of this part, so, yeah, I hope, if this is not your last part that you're watching, I hope that you have a really minky day. If this is the last part you're watching, then I hope you enjoyed the LP as a whole, and whatnot, and, you know, it was really good and whatnot. I hope you really enjoyed it and whatnot. You know. But on a note, either way, I hope you have a really minky day and a really minky rest of your week and whatnot. Alright, see you next time.